welcome to our tutorial series on evaluation. In our today's session, as promised in the first part, we will discuss key components of evaluation, evaluation criteria, evaluation questions, data collection methods, data analysis and reporting, how to conduct evaluation while applying these components and criteria, and will also give you lots of examples for different sectors. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your family and friends, and hit the notification bell. This is part 2 of the tutorial series on evaluation. In the part 1, we discussed fundamental of evaluation, why evaluation is important, and what are the various types of evaluation, with practical examples of evaluation in different sectors. This video has been uploaded on YouTube. The link is given in the description if you have not watched it. Two things are very important to understand in evaluation: components of evaluation and UNEG evaluation criteria. Let's discuss component first. It's very important for those who are either conducting evaluation or monitoring evaluation or supervising or managing any types of evaluation. From here now we are going into the practical steps on how to conduct evaluation. Basically, effective evaluation relies on several key components. Let's explore these components in detail to understand how they contribute to evaluating projects. The first one, evaluation criteria. Then there are evaluation questions. Then we have indicators, data collection methods, data analysis, and reporting. We will discuss each one with detailed examples from all sectors. First, let's discuss UNEG evaluation criteria, which is very important. You might have seen this before also. Here you can see the first one, we have relevance. These are the 6 United Nations evaluation group evaluation criteria. The first one is relevance. Is the intervention doing the right when you are conducting evaluation? So in the relevance, what is your main question? Then you can add a lot of sub questions that we will discuss in next slide. But the key question for relevance is the intervention doing the right thing, whether it is relevant to the people and to the stakeholder? The next one is coherence. How well does the intervention fit? We will discuss in detail in next slides each of these criteria. Then we have effectiveness. Is the intervention achieving its objective? This is effectiveness. Then we have efficiency. How well are the resources being used? Then we have impact. What difference does the intervention make? What is the impact of the interventions or the activities? And then we have sustainability. Will the benefits last? Let's discuss now each one of them in further detail. The relevance criteria assesses the extent to which a project addresses the needs and priority of its target population or community. The key question or relevance criteria would be the extent to which a project addresses the needs and priority of its target population or community. The next one, the extent to which the objectives of a program or project are relevant with the needs of beneficiaries and the context. Similarly, assessing the impact of a health education program on reducing disease prevalence in a targeted community, and assessing whether a health intervention addresses prevalent health issues in the target community or not. Another example is evaluating if a new curriculum addresses the learning needs of students and align with local educational standards. I will give you some more question example also in next slide, but first let's discuss each criteria with these example and then we will go into further detail. The next one is coherence. It checks the alignments with other ongoing intervention and policies. For example, the compatibility of the intervention with other intervention in a country, sector or institution. If you are conducting a health intervention and there are other NGOs who are conducting the same intervention, or if the government of the country is also conducting the same intervention, this criteria checks the alignment with those interventions, whether these are aligned or they are doing something else and you are doing something else for the same type of intervention. So this is also very important. Another example is evaluates the alignment and consistency of project intervention with broader development strategies and priorities of the country or our sector. Similarly, policy alignment, assessing whether project activities align with national development policies and priorities. If, for example, in a region, a government department has developed some policies for their health intervention or education intervention, and you are conducting something else to check the alignment of the different intervention of different NGOs and with government sector or the national development policies and priorities. Even in the start of a project, if you focus on using these evaluation criteria for the proposal, that will also benefit you a lot. If in the start of a project you evaluate your proposal with these criteria, whether these criteria apply well in this project or not, so you can do that also. Similarly, sector integration, evaluating the integration of project intervention across different sectors to promote synergy and maximize impact. Another example in education, evaluating how a literacy program aligns with other ongoing educational reforms and initiatives. If the education department has initiated some reforms or initiatives, so whether your literacy program aligns with that or not. In health, assessing whether a nutrition program complements existing health services and policies in the community. Now the next one is effectiveness. It measures the achievements of objectives. This criteria measures the extent to which project objectives are achieved and desired outcomes are realized. The extent to which the objectives of a program or projects are achieved, including any differential results across groups. Similarly, evaluating the success of a skill training program by measuring improvement in participants' job performance and productivity. Goal attainment, assessing whether project activities contribute to the achievements of broader development goals and objectives or not. Measuring the improvement in student test scores and engagement after implementing a new teaching method. In health, evaluating the reduction in disease incidence after a health intervention. In effectiveness criteria, you will have to develop questions like these to assess the effectiveness of the project. The next one is efficiency. It focuses on resource utilization relative to objectives. This criteria evaluates how well resources are utilized to achieve project objectives. The extent to which resources, funds, time, expertise are used economically to achieve the objective. For example, an activity has done very well. It has taken a lot of funds and time and expertise. So you also need to see the efficiency, whether it was worth it or not. Resource allocation, analyzing the cost effectiveness of project intervention and delivering desired outcomes. Similarly, time management, assessing projects' timeline and delivery schedules to optimize resource utilization and minimize delays. In education, assessing whether the cost of training teacher in a new method is justified by the improved student outcomes or not. Evaluating the cost effectiveness of using mobile health clinics to deliver services in rural areas. Then we have impact. This criteria assesses the long-term effects or changes resulting from the intervention. For example, the impact criteria assesses the long-term effects and sustainability of project intervention on target beneficiaries and communities. The broader long-term changes produced by a project directly or indirectly, intended or unintended. Long-term outcome, assessing the sustained benefits of project intervention beyond. Evaluating changes in beneficiary behavior in practices resulting from project intervention. Assessing the long-term career success of students who participated in a vocational training program. Are evaluating the long-term improvement in community health indicators due to a sanitation initiative. So these are some of the examples related to impact. Then we have sustainability, evaluate the continuity of the benefits post-intervention. Examples, the sustainability criteria evaluates the capacity of project interventions to be maintained or continued over the long term. Community development project, assessing the sustainability of community initiatives by examining the extent of community ownership and capacity building efforts. If you have conducted a project in the community and when the project ends, so whether that community has taken some roles and responsibility to continue that same activity, if that is related to awareness raising like construction of health facilities, so whether that community is ready and whether they are taking the ownership to continue those activities and intervention. The likelihood that the benefits of a program or project will continue after the funding and support have been withdrawn. When the funds are withdrawn and when the support has ended, so whether there is a likelihood that that program or project will continue. Similarly, for example, infrastructure project, evaluating the sustainability of infrastructure project by considering factors such as maintenance plans, resource availability, and stakeholder involvement. If you have constructed washrooms in schools, so whether the education department is ready to take care of those washrooms and those facilities that you have provided onward, if an intervention is relevant, efficient, effective, impactful, but not sustainable, so that is also one of the important thing to consider, that sustainability should also be there. That's why I told you that when you are developing proposal for a project, so you should evaluate those activities against these criteria in the start also. Let's recap. Relevance, ensure alignment with beneficiary needs and context. Effectiveness, measure the achievements of objectives. Efficiency, focus on the resource utilization relative to objectives. Impact, assess long-term changes resulting from the intervention. Sustainability evaluates the continuity of benefits post-intervention, and coherence checks alignment with other ongoing intervention and policies. On this slide, you can see all these evaluation criteria on this side. On this side, you can see the definition of each criteria, and on this side, you can see example. You can pause the video here also and discuss. Now, after evaluation criteria, the next thing is evaluation question, which we already discussed also a lot in each criteria, but let's focus here on. So in the components of evaluation after criteria, there is evaluation questions. So questions are based on evaluation criteria. A question might be asking participant about their satisfaction with the training program to gauge its effectiveness. Another example, asking students about their understanding of a lesson to assess teaching effectiveness. Asking patients about their satisfaction with healthcare services to evaluate service quality. So these are some of the key questions that you can ask during evaluation. We will discuss these questions in the evaluation framework in the next slides coming on. Another component of evaluation is indicator, monitoring student performance on assessments to track learning outcome, or tracking the number of new customers acquired to measure the success of a marketing campaign. Tracking patients' recovery rates and disease management outcomes to measure health intervention effectiveness. These are some types of indicators. So this is also one of the key components of evaluation. Another component is data collection method that we discussed in monitoring also. But here the data collection methods would focus on conducting surveys, interviews, and observations to gather relevant data, using surveys, quiz, tests, and classroom observation to gather data and student progress, conducting patient surveys, medical records review, and health facility observations to collect healthcare data. These are some of the data collection methods that we utilize in evaluation. Another component is the data analysis, analyzing survey responses and performance metrics to draw meaningful conclusion. Analyzing exam scores and attendance records to assess academic achievement. Whatever you have collected with the data collection methods, here you will have to analyze. Analyzing patients' outcome, treatment, adherence rates, and health service utilization patterns to draw conclusion. Analyzing sales data to identify trends and patterns in consumer behavior. The last component is interpretation and reporting. When you collect the data, then you analyze the data. Now here is interpretation and reporting. So present evaluation finding and clear, concise reports to stakeholder for decision making, presenting semester end reports to school administration, highlighting students' achievement and areas for improvement, or for example, producing annual service reports for stakeholders outlining achievement, challenges, and recommendation. We will discuss each one now in detail that how to do that, but these are those key components of evaluation. Here on this slide, you can see now each component: evaluation question, indicator, data collection methods, data analysis, reporting. Their education sector example and health sector examples are there. You can pause the video here also to recap the content of this section. Evaluation is a powerful tool for enhancing project effectiveness, driving continuous improvement, and maximizing impact. By applying evaluation principles, strategies, and best practices, we can ensure the success of sustainability of our project. See you in the next video, part 3, in which we will discuss how to develop evaluation framework with the components of evaluation and UNEG evaluation criteria that we just discussed, and what are the practical examples of evaluation in different sectors. In the part 4, we will discuss a case study demonstrating application of evaluation criteria in components for a multi-sectoral project. That we will do in part 4. In part 5 of the evaluation series, we will discuss practical steps, best practices, and strategies for effective evaluation. Similarly, in part 6, we will discuss challenges in evaluation and how to overcome those challenges. And then in part 7, we will discuss ethical consideration and evaluation. Also, already uploaded 2 video tutorial in this series. In this first one, we covered some foundational aspects of monitoring, evaluation, and research. And in the second one, we discussed monitoring in detail. If you have not watched these videos, so the links are given in the description. If you visit our channel, so you can find lots of video tutorial and playlists on monitoring, evaluation, and research. What is monitoring, how to do it, designing logical framework, result framework, theory of change. Similarly, we have playlists of Microsoft Excel learning data analysis function. So there are lots of tutorial on data analysis, how to do. There are lots of video tutorial on how to do online data collection with Kobo, MS Form, Google Forms, online data collection tools, Kobo. You can improve a lot of your skills through easy ways to collect online data and analyze that. Similarly, ChatGPT and other AI tools, MS Access. If you want to learn Microsoft Access, so there is a detailed tutorial on MS Access and SPSS, and similarly other tutorials that can benefit you a lot. We also provide one-on-one session if you are interested to learn about any of these topics. Here you can see the WhatsApp number or Skype ID, email address. You can contact us. We provide one-on-one sessions also that we can discuss through WhatsApp or email. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your family and friends, and hit the notification bell.